Okay, machine work. How you doing? This is the Guy from Pittsburgh. And you know, there's a reason why I hate guest hosts on Rush Limbaugh. Some of them are very good, like Mark Stein, and there are some others I really have liked. But others, no matter what their credentials for conservatism, just don't cut it. And this morning there's a guy on, Erickson. And I didn't listen to the show. I woke up, I said, I forgot that Rush goes on vacation this time of year. I said, I'll get up and listen to Rush while I'm getting my cocoa and trying to wake up to get ready to go to the doctor because I'm still coughing up crud. And I hear this guy, and he's going on and on about some poor schmuck in Oklahoma, and he gets arrested for passing bad checks. And he proposes to his girlfriend on the spot while he's getting arrested, which would normally be pretty funny, except that, like so many other things in the UFO paranormal community, the ha-ha factor comes out with this guy. I've never heard of Erickson. I used to read Red State a lot. I've been too busy with all kinds of stuff. I haven't lately. He's a columnist on Red State. And Red State is a conservative website. Excuse me. When I'm dealing with it, I got to go to the hospital. And he's a conservative columnist on a conservative website. He has an article here about, it claims his diary, Ryan Murray and the fundamental lack of seriousness in Washington. And he's got another one here, just a minute, scrolling up. Evil preaches tolerance until it's dominant, then seeks to silence good. And he's talking about, I haven't read the article, I presume it's about Duck Dynasty and the guy being kicked off his show for saying that on a religious basis he didn't like gays. Well, there's no tolerance by the vast majority of the broadcasting community for anybody having a paranormal experience, paranormal background, paranormal investigation experience. I will not count Sarah Breslin in that category. And this guy, out of the blue, makes a comment at the end of his comment, then he goes for a commercial break, and he goes on and on about this story, and I turned it off. That maybe the guy designed Art Bell's website. So he's equating Art Bell's website, Keith Rowland, and the design of Art Bell's website, that it was designed by some criminal in Oklahoma. Now that's a cheap shot. And he thought it was funny because he laughed about it. Now, I don't think it's funny at all. Art Bell is a radio legend. This guy used to be on CNN, the Clinton News Network, as it used to be called. A network that most people ain't even watching anymore because anybody with any conservative values moved to Fox long ago. And when there's major news stories like a hurricane, a tornado, a typhoon, is there news about it on CNN? No, they're running a fashion show in Atlanta. I actually saw that one day and I couldn't believe it. That's what they consider news, not a disaster where people are getting hurt and their lives are killed and their lives are being ruined forever. But they want to show high haute couture, high fashion there. I watched an episode of Bachelor Father last night where Kelly got a job as a teenage model for a dress company. I guess CNN would be right on that story if it were 1956 or something. John Forsythe sure was a handsome son of a bitch, I'll tell you that. The show was silly as hell, but I still watched it because it's nostalgia. So, I don't know who this Eric Erickson is, but he should think about what he just did. He insulted Art Bell, he insulted Keith Rowland, he insulted Dark Matter, he insulted ArtBell.com, insulted all of Art's fans, and he implied that Art or Keith Rowland would be involved with criminals. And I couldn't allow that to pass. And if I can get through to Rush, which is very difficult, the phone's almost busy, I'd have more luck getting through to Obama in Hawaii than I would call Rush Limbaugh. Even though I've been on the air with Rush twice, and he featured me in his website once, call of mine, where I said a fictional president, like 7 Days in May, would be better than the president we got right now. I wasn't kidding about that, because Obama's terrible with his 41% approval rate, and every time we turn around, we hear all the unemployment and jobs figures are wonderful. And today they just had a thing come up on my phone. The GDP is up. Those numbers are all being manipulated. And if you want a real figure on what our economy is like, go to a guy on YouTube called Brother John F. He posts on silver things. Well, he's got an incredible video on there. I can't give you the link right now, where he shows with the U.S. debt clock how much we're actually in the hole, how much the federal government is really in debt, and just the entitlements alone show that we're shelling out more money than we're taking in just in entitlements. And then his figure's wrong because he assumed that every federal worker is getting a pension, but they're getting billions every month, and there's millions of federal workers, and out of the whole population, you only got 130 million people paying taxes. And a figure that shocked me, you got 14 million people on SSI. Yeah, I'm on SSI. I'm working my butt off to try to get off SSI. I don't like it on principle that I have to live and get money from the government. I'd much rather be making money and paying money to the government. I got sick. That's why I couldn't work anymore. And I got a bad knee, and you can see bad eyes. And by the way, next week, I found a bank that will give me a secured card. If they don't, I'm going to take that $200 and go get my new glasses finally, because I can't take this thing anymore. They're falling apart as we speak, practically. Anyway, Eric Erickson. He should be ashamed of himself, and I expected better from a conservative going as, Art Bell, UFOs, paranormal attitude. We get enough of that crap in the media. We don't have to stand for it by a conservative that who should know better. You don't attack a radio legend and equate him with criminality. So, Eric Erickson, you get a no star from me today on the Guy from Pittsburgh's Hall of Shame. I should get a Hall of Shame put up like Kramer on Mad Money. I think that's an idea. I'm going to eventually get me an easel here, and then down the pike I'm going to get me one of them fold-out room dividers and have me a Hall of Shame. And I'm sorry about the background, but I've been sick on and off, and I'm not up physically to clean this place up. Next week, my girlfriend's going to come over and help me clean in here because I've been alternately coughing and sweating to death. So that's why I got to go to the doctor. All right. Bell Gabbers, how you doing? Art Bell, keep rolling. I got my back. Always behind you. Always protecting us. Because the attacks come out of left field. You never know when they're going to attack the paranormal community. Paranormal investigators. And radio legends like Art Bell. And great web designers like Keith Rowland. Keith, you want to throw a bone my way, I could use some help. All right, you take care. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.